Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Hammer. Today is Thursday, November 6th, 2025. I, of course, am Hammer, founder of Originator Success, Grab and Go Social, and Rate Sensei. Great products to help you get more loans from Google AI search and social media. Check those out anytime that you are interested. Anyway, you can join me live each and every weekday morning as I go live 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, broadcasting to you on Facebook and on YouTube. If you're here live, say good morning. If you're watching on the replay, go ahead and give me hashtag replay in the comments. Let me know that you were here, and always appreciate it. If you would like a quick text alert reminder that I'm going live so you don't miss any of the show, remember you can sign up for that reminder at hmmr.io/reminder or use this cool QR code. If you're on your phone right now, take a screenshot. Now, I know this works for Apple, so here's the deal. If you go into the photos and you kind of zoom in on that screenshot, you have to press and hold it though, and then it'll come up with the link and it'll give you a menu to open that link. And that's how you use it on your photos. So it doesn't just come up with the little yellow bar like it does live, but if you are on your photos, press and hold it, it'll come up with a menu and let you open that link in a new window. And that's how it works for me, at least. So anyway, if you're here this morning, say good morning. Let's say hi to all of the live folks here. And then we will jump in all the good stuff. Today, we got some fun stuff to cover. Today, we're going to be talking about the morning rate sheet recovery. Rates are definitely going to be doing a little bit better today than what we thought would happen when we closed yesterday. So I'll tell you more detail about that. We're going to talk about them whores, those damn builder whores, and an article in, I think it was the Wall Street Journal. Nope, this one's Bloomberg, to reduce inventory, how the builders are whoring it out. And also, we're going to talk about loan level price adjustments. Many of you know Barry Habib on the board at Fannie Mae and working on LLPAs. And got a question for you on that. So we're going to talk about that this morning. So if you're here this morning, say good morning. We've got, let's see, Mallory Fotiadis, good morning. Megan Bissell, Tom Dedmore, Yasmin, good morning. Ron Siegel also saying that today we celebrate National Nacho Day. No jalapenos, dude. No jalapenos. Oh, gotta have jalapenos, man. Oh, but anyway, sound yummy. Rob Stewart, good morning. Amber Moser, can't wait to hear this one. Builders are whores. That's right, baby. You know it's true. Who else we got here? Mike Tebow, Angela, Amy Blauser, Jerry Avila, good morning. Charlie Badita, Nicole Semerad, Deb Dickinson, Debbie Richardson. Mike Tebow, my comments are over the QR code. All right, I'll throw the QR code back over. There you go. Try that. See if that works. Otherwise, I don't know which layout that it's using for that, but there you are. And the QR code should still work even if the comments are over it, I think, but I don't know. So anyway, I'm going to wrap that part up. Let's go ahead and let's get started, get into the good stuff here. We'll jump in and go over it. So let's start off with a quick recap. What happened yesterday? I'll show you the screens. We'll go from there. Taking a look, we take a look yesterday. You could see that here. You know what? Let me zoom in on this so it's really, really clear what we're talking about here. Nope, I got to refresh. Give me a minute. We'll refresh the page. Booyah, booyah. All right, there you go. So taking a look here, yesterday you could see that mortgage-backed securities went way down on the day. Pricing came out right about here. It was already down, especially if we want to put this into perspective. And let's take a look over the 5-day. So we were all the way up here on, this was on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, we dropped all the way down, improved a little, but closed much further down on the day. That, of course, quite a bit of losses down. Gives you the cry face. We don't like that, right? So that was very much a big deal. However, take a look this morning, and we can definitely smile this morning because we have a big jump in overnight trading, and it's continued to improve on the day, bringing us back up actually better than where we were when pricing came out. Pricing came out yesterday down here, right? So we were down here. Let me change the color on that. So pricing came out down here. So this would actually, in theory, should put rate sheets to be a little bit better than what we saw yesterday. But I'm not totally convinced on that because lenders are going to be a little bit gun shy. Now, yesterday, there were quite a bit of red flags. So anyway, rate sheets today were saved from being much uglier than they would have been with this big red candlestick that we had yesterday. Big drop in mortgage-backed securities. So we had a nice little miracle recovery overnight, and gains are still holding. Reprice risk on the day is moderate. Yesterday raised some really big red flags. Again, this red line is the 50-day moving average, and it is a big deal. The fact that yesterday we blew through it was a big red flag. Now, the fact that today, look at how it's back above. This is today's candlestick. We're back above that 50-day moving average, and that's awesome. But it's also kind of concerning that we broke below it, closed below it so significantly. Same thing on 10-year Treasury yield. 10-year Treasury is back down to 4.10. That's not terrible. You know, we were at 4.08 the day before that, 4.11. The day before that, 4.07. However, look at yesterday. It was 4.16. We have not seen 4.16 since all the way back in September. Right. And that's kind of concerning that it was there. Now, what's funny, so 4.18 was the worst level here, 4.17. So we didn't hit the arguably that same technical level that we hit back in September. But this is a big deal. The fact that the 10-year Treasury has blown through its 50-day moving average, this red line right here. And arguably, this would be kind of our level. Then you would hit the 100-day moving average, this green line, and then we would basically run another support level up above it there. So, you know, we've got room to see things worsen for the 10-year. We've got room to see things worsen for mortgage-backed securities. That's why there's a lot of concern over all this. So, Ron Siegel said, Mike, turn off your closed captions at the right bottom of the post. That's a good idea. Here we go. So turn off closed captions, bottom right of the post for that, if that helps. So anyway, looking at the technicals, we really don't have room to see things improve much from here. That's why there's so much concern over why, you know, it's basically in a position to go ahead and consider locking rather than trying to float through. You know, the reality is that the next events that are going to move things. So right now we've got, and don't worry, we're definitely going to talk about those builder whores in a minute. Just trying to fix this. Hold on a second. Let me get this. There we go. Okay. So let me shrink this back down. All right. So anyway, taking a look here, a few things that we got going on. Big thing on the tariffs. The tariffs are in front of the Supreme Court now, and there is a lot of commentary in both directions. There's, you know, like Ron Siegel, you showed me and shared with me commentary about why the tariffs would probably be allowed and why they were accepted. And then I see a lot of commentary on also why they're not there. President has exercised tax and spending powers belong to Congress. Supreme Court might be ready to say enough. Kind of where all this stands and what that will be, it's not much of a reaction on markets right now. However, when we get a ruling, we could see some reaction in markets, in bonds, in the 10-year Treasury yield. So we want to be watching for that. But right now, we're actually in a pretty good position where things, you know, that 10-year is still, it's improved back to 4.10. The other thing, of course, that is a big deal is the shutdown. And the shutdown, the pain is real now. So it's been long enough. People are going without paychecks. You have TSA agents that are not showing up for work. You have flight, air traffic controllers not showing up for work. However, that pain, is it transferring to the people who make the decision? Is it transferring to Congress? So right now, the FAA has issued an order to reduce traffic in the airlines by 10% at 40 major airports. Did you know look at this. They say the agency estimates it handles an average of 44,000 flights a day. Now, I'm assuming that some of those have to be non-commercial. I wonder how many commercial flights there are a day, but that's just a staggering number. So, as we get into peak travel season, Thanksgiving is the peak travel day of the year, that to right around that time. We're still encountering all of these issues. And these were issues beforehand. I mean, they're talking about FAA air traffic control tower at Newark International Airport. Newark has been a mess for months and months. This is just making it worse. So, when we see something like this, where the FAA is now stepping in saying, hey, people aren't showing up for work, and there's arguments over why they're not showing up. Some people say they should just suck it up and go to work, but when you don't have a paycheck coming in, maybe you can't afford to pay the babysitter or the childcare, or there's a bunch of things with this. This is just signs of a broken system. We could argue over which party's fault it is that the government is shut down. I don't want to get into anything divisive like that. I'm going to say that they need to get it done. Congress as a whole, the president needs to be stepping in, and I think Trump should be, championing to get something resolved. But his style of doing that is to go on Truth Social and name call the radical left. So that's his way of doing it anyway. But as we sit here, when this breaks, what will it mean for markets? Will we see a move? So those are two things that could happen that we're watching. The other thing that I wanted to go over is this one here. So look at, by the way, Pelosi is talking about retiring after 40 years. Isn't that crazy? And, but anyway, we'll get rid of that. That's not going to affect mortgage rates. Home builders bet on 1% mortgage rates. Even headlines like this kick you in the teeth because people see it. And although that there's so much more to this, and we all know there's so much more to this, there's the realities of what's going on, but people see it and then it bites us in the ass, right? Home builders bet on 1% mortgage rates to wake up U.S. buyers. The average mortgage rate near 6%. U.S. home buyers looking at the most affordable monthly payments in a year. San Antonio real estate agent Taven? All you youngins in these unique names. Taven Wyman knows how to get them lower, much lower. Here's Taven here he needs a haircut. Taven, you need a haircut. But anyway, he said a large private builder just gave one client a 3.49 fixed rate on a $400,000 home on the west side of town. The sales agent even bumped up. Look at this. This is just messed up to me. The sales agent even bumped up Wyman's commission to cover the cost of breaking the buyer's lease. How's this not illegal? How is that not illegal? And threw in another $2,000 to make the first month effectively free. That part would arguably not be illegal if you're doing it as closing costs, but if you're increasing the agent's commission so that they can do something financially on behalf of the buyer, how is that even remotely not a thing? Could you imagine as originators doing that? Like you bumped up the rate so you could pay off their car payment for them? Like what the hell? This kind of thing just really, really baffles me. What are you seeing in your area with the builders? Are you guys seeing builders whoring themselves out? Are you seeing anything remotely like what they're talking about here, where they're dropping rates to ridiculously low levels? Are they giving away free things? And how do you feel about that? So a single mother relocating from Florida is interested in a 3.99 fixed rate offered by D.R. Horton, the biggest builder by stock market value. It's the introductory rate of less than 1% for the first year that really caught her eye. Seriously? So you're a permanent buy down to 4% with a temporary buy down on top of it? Like, come on. And just, I don't get it. I don't. Whereabouts is our markets that weak? Because I've got some DR shitty old shit boxes right down the road from me, and they sell strong. They're not giving them away like this. Yeah, Tiffany said, why are they not held to RESPA in some way? And there's always been think of it, Pulte, FHFA, and the Pulte family. However, I don't think his family likes him. D.R. Horton is being sued. They're being sued right now over not disclosing realistic tax escrow amounts because they're using improved lot tax prices values to come up with the tax prices, to come up with the escrows. And then all of a sudden people are like, wait a minute, I have to pay $400 a month more to pay my taxes. So that's why they're being sued on that. Just seeing all the home inspection failures and lawsuits. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of those. I like the idea of a 1% mortgage from the builder. I bet that's a temporary buy. Yeah, I mean, it's got to be. It's of course, but it's a temporary buy down on top of a permanent buy down. Look at that. You're talking 399 down to 1%. So, like, and we all know that money is money. So, where are they getting? How are they getting that? Mike Morano, some down payment programs allow you to do tricks like that. It's crazy. South Florida strong. North Florida is weaker. Segaloff says for Florida. Amy, I'm one of 3 lenders who work with a builder. They offer $24,000 concessions. That's insane. Here it is. You could 1.99% interest rate for a limited time. This isn't a typo. It's your chance to get a brand new home with a payment that feels like 2021, year 1, year 2, year 3. But even, I mean, again, year 3 at 4%. Who wouldn't take 4%? Like, yeah, Mike said to buy down that far would be high cost, but not because they can screw around with it. They can do it in the pricing, and they don't have to take it on the front end. They don't have to put it on the paperwork. So they're not hitting those same things. So that's some stuff. Ron Siegel popping up a little early. Look at Daniel DiMartino Booth. I let my thing lapse on her. Her stuff was so deep. A lot of it I didn't find was important enough to me to be reading every day. ADP report was not good. The numbers were negative once you exclude education and healthcare, not correlated to the economy. Again, she always goes deeper and points all the weakness, but yet it's been a year that I was a member and we're still in the same spot. So Catalyst today's Challenger showed layoffs having the worst year since 2009. Tariffs are in an odd space. No high probability either way. Nothing can be priced in yet. Yeah. So I agree. So kind of rolling back to the tariff argument and conversation, that's where we could see where rates break next is the government shutdown. When do we start getting data, and what effect does that have? And the tariff thing. Those are the 2 things that are going to be a big thing. So non-passenger flights, that's true too. 40,000 non-passenger flights. Ron said non-passenger flights being curtailed as well. Better order holiday gifts early. Yeah. So, which I got to tell you, just ordered tractor parts, and I was looking going back 3 years. We've ordered the same parts, same weight, same everything. They come FedEx. It went from $38 to $53 over the last couple of years to get this exact same order of stuff that we order every 6 months or so, maybe a little bit longer. To get that same thing, the shipping went from $38 in 2023 to $53 in 2025. And it's so frustrating. You wish you could screenshot. Hold on. Oh, you wish you could share screenshot. The problem is, Amber, consumers don't care. I mean, if you could get, as a consumer, if I could get some ridiculous rate on something, why am I not going to take that? Especially with the idea that people think new houses are new and value, and awesome, and it's new. I mean, it's not, instead of a house, it's broken down and you got to worry about stuff. You're getting a new house. It's just been built. What problems could it have? Little do they know. Sean, we're pushing forward commitments with smaller builders who have inventory sitting. Yeah. So there is, and that's the thing, like, how come the inventory is sitting? I really, D.R. Horton, the largest builder in America, still has a market share under 10% of new builds. Yeah, that's crazy. So, all right. Well, anyway, that's it for all today. I think we had some fun. Thanks again for joining me. We're at the 20-minute mark. I'm going to wrap it up. So anyway, say something nice to me in the comments. I appreciate you. See me tomorrow. And tomorrow is Friday. We will wrap up the week. All right, everybody. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.